Hi, EFT fans. Shame is an emotion that strikes fear into the hearts of many a seasoned therapist. But today, in this short clip, we have some amazing therapy enhancing tips for you on working with shame, plus a way for you to learn more about this from an incredible EFT trainer. Karen Higginbottom, my fellow EFT therapist, and I are here with Dr. Rebecca Jorgensen. Becca was one of the
Woo!
first ever certified EFT trainers, and she was trained directly by our dear Dr. Sue Johnson herself. Becca created the first ever video series showing a complete treatment of emotionally focused couples therapy, which is called EFT, a complete treatment. It's amazing. And she founded and administers the largest online group of EFT therapists on earth, the Emotionally Focused Therapy Group. Dr. Becca, I am fangirling out just a little to be speaking with you right now from Brisbane, Australia. I know one of your areas of special interest is working with shame in emotionally focused couples therapy. And I'd love to get your tips on how to work skillfully with shame when it shows up. So, firstly, could you please define shame for us?
Yeah. Shame is this experience of overwhelming pain that comes from social rejection that's received in response to an attachment need that then creates hiding because being seen is too dangerous.
Wow.
So it's also a physiological state. We might think about it physiologically without it being so clinical definition as a state of shutdown, a dorsal vagal state, if we thought of polyvagal theory, that it happens when there's been repeated senses of these rejection, when that impacts our working models of self and others, and it can become part of an identity of being not enough and not worthy or unlovable because of being overwhelmed and shut down.
Yeah.
Wow. And Dr. Becker, can you tell us why it's so important for all of us as EFT therapists to be able to work effectively with shame in
Oh,
couples
well,
therapy?
if you're working with couples, it's just going to show up. We're working with couples who want to deepen connection so that they can have a secure attachment. And that's kind of the goal of treatment, is to have that security. And shame really stills away the ability for couples to develop that security, both inside, outside, and between, right? So it really stills the sense of security away from people and the ability to develop that security that they're seeking.
So, Becca, you raise an excellent point there when you say it just shows up. I'm wondering how, as a therapist, I might see shame show up in my couples therapy and what typically happens when shame does show up.
Yeah. So when we look at shame proper, what happens is this dorsal vagal shutdown. So people blank out, they go away, they freeze.
Hmm.
They may take a body posture on of a shame response, which is kind of a curled up, looking down, hang dog sort of a look, right? And then there's the protective attempt to stay out of shame, which is a sympathetic response that comes out as it looks like a protest, but it's not. It's a defense that pushes away.
Okay, okay. All right, then, Dr. Becker, you're brilliant. We know that. Here's a challenge for you. In 30 seconds or less, tell us how should we as EFT therapists respond to shame when it rears its ugly head? Go.
Breathe. That's it. One answer. Breathe. One word. And there's a lot around that, how to create anchors of safety, what to do to really be able to co-regulate when somebody's having shame. But the first thing is to hold on to your chair and breathe.
I love that.
Wow.
Love that. Wow.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot more to learn. And if therapists would like to learn more about working skillfully with shame in couples therapy, how can they do so?
Well, I'm really delighted that you've invited me to come and be with your community. And we will be doing a 3-hour training on shame on September 7th at 9 a.m. AEST time. And then for anyone, we'll give a US reference as well, which would be Friday, September 6th from 5 to 8 p.m.
Wonderful. That's right, folks. The Queensland community for EFT, we're delighted to be hosting Dr. Becca for this 3-hour interactive webinar on working with shame in emotionally focused couples therapy. And we would love for you to join us. All of the details are in the link in this post, including a handy time zone converter so that you can check the time and date wherever you live in the world, because our EFT community is so global. A recording will also be made available to registrants for viewing for up to 30 days after the live date. We're offering this training at a special low price because we want to make it as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. So all prices are in Australian dollars, which makes it really affordable for those of you in the US and Canada as well. We also have a discount rate that we offer for students, non-practicing therapists, and those who work with marginalized populations. And if that wasn't enough, there's even an early bird discount for those who book in the next few days. So please don't delay. Book in, grab your chair and breathe, as Dr. Becca has said, and come sharpen those shame fighting skills with us. We would be so delighted to see you there. Thanks, everyone.